Welcome, everyone, and good evening. Let's start by introducing ourselves. To my far left, please.
Richard Tripp.
Crystal Morin, Secretary.
That would be Lynn Perkins, the chair.
Craig Corbett, Vice Chair.
Jim Dietzel.
And all the way down to our far right,
Carrie Owen,
Carrie
Code
Owen.
Enforcement.
Code Enforcement Officer, and our clerk, Ms. Boudreau, is in the back. Thank you very much, Ms. Morin. All right, so before we proceed, just some housekeeping here. Please shut off all cell phones, electronic gadgets that would otherwise create a distraction of the proceedings. And we're audio-video recorded and scheduled to terminate at 10 p.m. In the event of an emergency, please exit to the rear of the room and someone will help you out of the building safely. All right, so we're all set here. Mr. Dietzel will be sitting in for Mr. Burgess, I believe, throughout the evening, and we will call first case up 25-140. That would be Mustafa Karakas. Good evening, sir.
Can have a seat.
So you have a special exception, and we'll just ask you to read your application as it's presented. Okay? And welcome.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Name of applicant is Mustafa Karakas. Mailing address is 5 Irma Road, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. Phone number is 781-656-3252. Owner of the property is Mustafa Karakas / Moa Karakas. Mailing address is the same as property exit.
Sorry, you don't have to go to that one. You could actually skip ahead a couple, and just this one where you answered the 9 questions. We'll just need you to read each of the ones that you answered into it, and then once you finish, then you can expand in your own words.
Just the answers or the...
If you read through each of the questions that have the answer, just those ones, and then once you finish, then you'll be able to go along. Here comes Dragini.
Yeah. The applicant claims the dwelling unit as his legal residence. The residential use was established by the applicant prior to the filing of the request for special exception. It was established 11/29/2021. Proposed home business will not be injurious, noxious, or offensive to the neighborhood by reason of emission of odor, fumes, dust, smoke, vibration, noise, or other cause. Yes, the proposed business will not cause any at above. The home business will be conducted within the residential structure or other existing structure, and it will not exceed 25% of this finished living area of dwelling. Yes, the business will be conducted entirely within the residential structure and will not exceed 25% of the residential area. The home business use will not change the residential character of the dwelling or the property. No, it will not change the residential character of the dwelling or property. Not more than one sign or other advertising device will be displayed on the property, and it will not exceed 3 square feet in the surface area. Yes. Not more than one person not residing in the dwelling unit will be employed on the premises at the same time. Total number of non-resident employees is 0. Sufficient off-street parking will be provided for employees, clients, and customers. Where lot size permits, the parking will not be provided within 25 feet of the front lot line, nor within 10 feet of the side or rear lot line. Yes. Not more than one home business use will be conducted on the property. Correct.
Thank you. And now, feel free to tell us what it is you'd like to do in your own words. If you'd like to read your letter or just explain what you're here for.
I did actually write this down. I'm going to read this. The business plan or overview is basically business vision is the core goal of this business is identify and restore homes in New Hampshire that carry cultural significance, architectural character, or local historical value. Rather than flipping homes purely for profit, this business is committed to preserving the original charm of these properties while making them affordable and livable for first-time home buyers who appreciate heritage and authenticity. This approach honors New Hampshire's traditional New England architectural roots and supports community stability by helping individuals and families with limited budgets achieve home ownership without sacrificing quality or integrity. Our mission is to restore and sell culturally rich, influenced homes in New Hampshire with honesty, transparency, and craftsmanship, ensuring first-time home buyers gain access to affordable homes without hitting shortcuts or artificial inflation. The core values of this business is integrity, no cutting corners, all work to be done ethically and to the code. Affordability of the aspect is final pricing supports accessibility for first-time home buyers. Transparency, buyers receive full documentation of repairs, materials, vendor details. That's all my notes for the business. Basically, I'm going to be buying very unique and historical houses and return them to people who need it. So, minimals, of course, profit.
So let's get a couple questions before I hand it over to the rest of the board. Looks like you'll be operating out of an existing office space within the house.
Yes.
Do you expect any clients to be coming? How do you
None.
How do you kind of see that working out?
I have professionals that I need to flip the house, and it will be outsourced, all of them. So there will be no clients or any machineries or any construction vehicles at the site.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Mr. Diesel, any questions?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair. All right, so none of the customers are going to come to the house?
No, we're going to buy the houses and construct them and then sell them. So the customers will be at the houses that we buy and flip or restore.
So you would not have any customers that wanted some renovation done to their house? You would be strictly buying existing homes and renovating them?
Yes.
And then you would be selling them?
Yes.
Okay. So you would not have anybody coming to the home that would require parking?
No.
All right.
Ms. Moore?
What type of work will you be doing at the house? Like, is it just
Only documentation.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Moore?
No, that was it.
Mr. Dragani joined us late. Anything, Mr. Dragani?
Will you be keeping and storing equipment and stuff at your house?
No.
No? Everything's at locations?
Everything will be outsourced and nothing at the house.
Excellent. Thank you.
I have no questions at this point. We can hand over to code enforcement and your impressions. Ms. Owen?
Thank you. I did meet with the applicant on a couple occasions leading up to the application submission to help kind of answer some questions on completing the application. This is, as we know, he's applying for a special exception. He's located in the low-density residential district in town. We would define this use as a contractor style of business, which falls under tradesman, which is permitted under a special exception in the zoning district. As we're aware, you will not exceed 25% of the total living area. It appears that the office is approximately just over 61 square feet, and the home residence is 1,337 square feet total. So it's a small percentage of the living space. The existing home is serviced by a private well and septic as well. And as typical, if a sign is requested, a separate sign permit would be required.
Very good. Any questions for Ms. Owen? Nothing back to Ms. Owen there. All right. We can make a call to public unless you have anything else you'd like to add to us for us. No? Okay. Well, just hold on for a minute because we're going to make a call to public, and anything that is said, if anything is said, you'll have a chance to rebut, okay?
Okay.
All right. At this point, we'll have some phone numbers up on the screen. Mr. Corbett can
Yep. Anybody at home who wishes to dial in, you're going to dial 646-558-8656. Your meeting ID is 323-909-140. Once in, you're going to press *9 to raise your hand. Anybody having any technical issues, you're going to dial 603-845-5585, and someone will help you.
Very good, thanks, Mr. Corbett. And at this time, anybody who wishes to speak in favor of this application, this is your opportunity to come forward. And as Mr. Corbett has shared the remote phone numbers, that applies to anyone who is remote. Seeing any gestures out there, Mr. Preventer?
Mr. Chair, seeing none, rise online.
Thank you very much. So we'll make a call to anybody who's opposed to this application. This would be your opportunity to come forward and be heard. And likewise, anybody who is remote, that applies to you as well. Anything out there, Mr. Preventer?
Seeing none, rise, Mr. Chair.
Very good. Thank you again. And seems we've met the statute for public input, so we can go back to hearing from the applicant. Mr. Karakas, do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. That being the case, I guess we can have a motion to go into deliberation.
Before deliberation.
Mr. Tripp?
Would it be accurate to say that you would be generally acting as a general contractor in charge of the renovation?
Yes, I'll be arranging the contracting, but like I said before, the contractors will do the job.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Corbett?
Yeah, before we get into deliberation, even though a question directed more towards the board, typically, I feel when we get one of these, we have clients coming in and out, we have customers coming in and out, or we're operating with some type of noise, and we put hours around it. Being that this is very similar, to a remote employee working from their home, do we feel we need to put hours into this, or are we comfortable just allowing a business?
You're forward thinking before we go into deliberation, I imagine. I think that the scope that's being demonstrated at this point doesn't really show that we would want to have to worry about hours. So, Mr. Tripp, Mrs. Moran?
I'm good.
No, because if nobody's coming, then
Nobody's going.
there's no observable operating hours.
Very good. All right.
That's how I felt. Just wanted to make sure we cross that bridge.
Good enough.
Thank you.
All right. So now we'll take that motion, go into deliberation.
So moved.
All right. Mr. Tripp has the motion, and someone else has the
I'll second.
the waive. Thank you very much, Mr. Dietzel. All in favor of deliberation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, let's talk about it.
Special exception?
Yep.
It's more so, does it check the boxes rather than does it meet the criteria for a variance? Seeing that that this meets the definition of a contractor, it clearly doesn't seem that it's going to impact the neighborhood at all. I really liken this just to an employee who's working remote. It's probably just to give them an address for the business rather than a P.O. box, if I had to imagine. So I don't really have an issue with this at all.
Very good. Anybody else has follow-up there?
I agree with what was stated. I think it's a great business plan and completely agree with the P.O. box versus the address.
Very good. Mr. Tripp?
Well, as long as the business remains as described, I don't have any problems, but should people, customers, well, actually, I don't believe that customers would be coming to the business since the type of business that he has is he'll be doing the locating of the buildings that he wants to renovate. He'll be doing the hiring of the contractors that are doing the renovation. So there really wouldn't be any reason for people to be coming to the house. You know, the only customers he has is people that will be purchasing houses from him after they're renovated. So I would imagine that, would you have I'm sorry, I don't mean to ask you a question. So, like I said, as long as the business remains as described, I don't think we have any problems.
Very good. All right. I think I can conclude and my comments and add, I have nothing to add, so.
We hear from Mr. Dietzel.
Mr. Dietzel, I'm sorry.
It's a crisp, clear application. I see no problems with it.
Great. Okay, that being the case, we have the subject to town state permits inspections. I think Ms. Zoen has alluded to the fact that the sign would be the only permit that's needed here, if the applicant is so inclined. So that being said, unless anybody else has a condition they want to put on this motion, we can come out of deliberation.
I'll make a motion to come out of deliberation.
Very good, thank you.
Second.
Diesel seconds. All in favor of coming out of deliberation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Mrs. Moran, you have a motion to read.
I do, thank you. I make a motion on case number 25-140 for Mustafa Caracas to grant a special exception as provided in Article 6, Section 165-48.A of the Town of Derry zoning ordinance to allow the operation of a small-scale construction company at the residence. Parcel ID 04031, zoned LDR, as presented with the following conditions. We have one, subject to obtaining all state and town permits and inspections. And this concludes the reading of the motion. I need a second.
Second?
Very good. Puts the motion on the floor. Mr. Corby, you have the finding of fact?
Yep. Finding of fact for case 25-140. Board found that the applicant is requesting a special exception to allow the operation of a small-scale construction company at the residence. The property is located in the low-density residential zoning district. The types of home businesses permitted by special exception in the LDR specifically include tradesmen. This business has been determined to meet the definition of contractor as specified in the zoning ordinance. The business will operate within the existing residence and will not exceed 25% of the total living area. No clients or vendors will visit or operate out of the property. The applicant has stated that no equipment will be stored on the premise, and if a sign is requested, a permit will be required. The board has also found that all facts found in the meeting minutes for this application and incorporates all meeting minutes into its finding of facts and decisions. Does anybody have any additions or addendums to make?
I do not.
Sounds pretty thorough to me. Thank you, Mr. Corbett. That motion is on the floor, so all those in favor of moving this for a vote, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Corbett?
Vote yes.
And Mr. Dietzel?
Yes.
And Mrs. Moran?
Chair, I vote yes.
And Mr. Tripp?
I vote yes.
And the chair will make it unanimous by a vote of 5-0. So congratulations, Mr. Caracas. You've been approved. Anybody aggrieved by this has 30 days to ask this board for reconsideration. After that, recourse would be to Superior Court, but doesn't look like you're going to have much conflict, so good luck in your endeavor, okay?
Thank you so much.
Very good. Have a good night.
Done, right?
We're all set, yeah.
You want to do it again?
Well,
A sigh of relief when these people get up after.
that was good.
So stressed out to have to come up before us.
All right, next case up is case number 25-141. That would be Brandon Wing. And good evening.
Good evening to you.
So I think you saw the prior case. We just kind of ask you you can reference your application face page, but the 5 criteria we're looking to have cited, okay?
Yep. Good evening. My name is Brandon Wing. I'm from Promised Land Survey. I'm representing on behalf of the landowner of record, James and Janice Wu. A brief summary of the project is that we are asking for variance to the terms of Article 3, Section 16520A, and Article 6, Section 16546C4. The project is for the demolition of an existing dwelling and construction of a new dwelling with its associated improvements. Do you want me to explain the project before I go through the application, or do you want me to just go through the application first?
Application first and then talk project. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest because the proposed lot layout is nearly identical to what is typical for many of the other homes along North Shore Road. Additionally, due to the increased driveway depth, this project improves on-site parking and road safety along North Shore Road in front of the site. The spirit of the ordinance is observed because the proposed use aligns with what is allowed within the MDR, and the new structure will not be constructed closer to any of the boundaries than the existing dwelling. Substantial justice is done because the parcel is a pre-existing non-conforming lot of record which is otherwise too small to construct a home on. There is an existing dwelling on the lot. The values of the surrounding properties are not diminished because new construction homes invariably add both aesthetic and economic value to the neighborhood. Literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would result in an unnecessary hardship. I'm going to skip all the words. So no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that property provision to the property. We believe that the uniqueness of this lot separates it and the applicability of the zoning ordinance to it from the applicability of the ordinance to the majority of the lots in the general public within the same district. The proposed use is a reasonable one. The parcel lies within the MDR zoning district, and the proposed use is to maintain residential use, which is what currently exists. And the subject is a subject parcel is a pre-existing non-conforming lot of record where the building setbacks collapse in on themselves, leaving no buildable area. So the intrinsic nature of the lot itself does not allow for strict conformance to the ordinance.
Thank you.
So more specifically, yep, there you go, that's the site. More specifically, we're requesting a variance to the terms in Article 3, Section 16520A to allow the construction of a replacement dwelling and its associated improvements. The existing dwelling is 6.6 feet from Beaver Lake, from the reference line of Beaver Lake, which is the NHDES consolidated list of water bodies boundary, basically, of Beaver Lake. It's an elevation. The existing dwelling is 6.6 feet from Beaver Lake. The proposed dwelling will be 7.9 feet from Beaver Lake. And there's a deck in the rear of the building, which is about 7/10 of a foot from Beaver Lake, and we're proposing it at 1 foot. It's not much of an improvement, but it's the lot's so small, that's kind of all we can do. And then Article 6, Section 16546C4, to allow the construction and replacement of a dwelling at a distance of approximately 1.4 feet from the right-of-way of North Shore Road, where the 35 is required, and approximately 2.5 feet from the side property line, where 15 feet is required. And I will add one more thing. The owners are kind of looking forward to retirement, and this is a home that's not an investment home. It's where they want to live, retire to, and have it be a legacy home where they'll pass it on to their children later on. I'm more than happy to take any questions from the board.
I've got one to start off. So it looks like, obviously, the proposed house is 2 square feet smaller than what's currently there. Sounds like you've shaved roughly 2 square feet off of the distance from Beaver Lake currently. Is it right, looking at it from the North Shore Road side, doesn't look like that you intrude at all any further than the existing house already does?
Are you asking if it comes closer to the right-of-way?
Than it currently is.
No, not at all. No, the existing house is 1.4 feet, and that's what we're proposing, to put that front left corner as you face it from the road in the same spot, and the left side of the house as you face it from the road will be along the same plane as the existing house. This house was constructed in like 1900, so I think with the additions over the last 125 years, it's not a very livable or practical layout, and I think that's one of the main reasons for the change.
Thank you.
Mr. Dietzel?
Under 5A, under the hardship, it says, I'm sorry, 5B, the last one. The building setbacks collapse in on themselves. I took a look at the property, I drove by it and I looked at it online, but I couldn't really capture what you meant there. The setbacks collapse in on, I think I kind of, could you describe that a little bit more?
If you look, you have a plan in front of yourself right there. Okay, so if you look on the right-hand side of the plan view, the side property line is 38.37 feet long.
Yeah.
So the front setback is 35 feet. But the setback from Beaver Lake is 75 feet. So the 75 feet is basically into or across the road. So instead of being even a small building envelope, it's just, they overlap each other. The rear property setback and the front property setback just completely overlap each other, so there's no buildable area.
I think in contrast, whereas probably in 1900 there were no rules to building, and now you have all these setbacks 125 years later, it's where the collapsing in on itself for the regulations occurs. You no longer have a building in strict conformity to the setbacks, end up leaving property unusable.
Yeah, I see.
It's not very clear wording. I'll do better.
Well, my question is that why can't you just build a house that conforms with the zoning rules? And you answered that. So, the other concern that I had that I wanted to ask you about was the spirit of the ordinance. One of the things you did say is that you're shaving a little bit off, so it's even going to be less non-conforming than the pre-existing non-conforming by a couple feet.
Not even a couple feet, as much as we could, but it's.
But okay, by 2 inches, right? It's not more non-conforming that was there. It's a little less. Because the reason I'm asking is because I'm concerned when people come in and they purchase a property knowing that it's pre-existing non-conforming and simply want to tear it down and put something up that's still non-conforming. We have grandfather clauses for a reason. If you're there, it's not fair that you have to tear your house down to make it conform. That's ex post facto, and that's not constitutional. But the idea is that we want to move away from these types, so anything moving forward needs to be conforming. And they only bought the property, as I understand it, last year sometime, so they knew what they were getting into coming up. But you're saying that it's still within the spirit of the ordinance because it's, I know it's smaller, but it's a little bit smaller, but it's still smaller anyway. And I guess I'm talking more than I'm asking a question, but I'm asking a little bit about how this fits with what we want the neighborhood to look like as opposed to the way it's always been.
Yeah, I think that anyone would have the right to tear their house down and build another one in its place. This one just happens to be within the setbacks. So I think that's why I would have to come is to get a variance because it's already pre-existing non-conforming. So to
Yeah, but I mean, I guess my point is, yeah, you can tear down a house, but if you want to build a new one, then it should be conforming, because you don't retain the grandfather. And so I just want to make sure that I have an understanding that it really fits with the spirit of the ordinance, which is smaller pieces, smaller buildings on these smaller plots. I think the McMansion concept is what we're trying to avoid down there, and that lake area, especially with the traffic concerns we have and the narrowness of the road and the speed on the road, and we just don't want it overdeveloped. And
I think one of the things, Mr. Dietzel, that can be observed here is whether or not they're building a McMansion, but quality of the structure. And I think that if you look at the image on the screen, the current building code is not observed right from the first step in, because the pitch of the driveway from the road is rolling right into the home. I don't know that you could build a substantial home without losing value, that meets the building code. And I would suspect, based on looking at the power venter that's off the side of the doghouse, just to the left of the blue door, and the dressing that's on the building, I would say that the dressing probably allows that building to look decent. But I would also suspect that to make it conforming, you probably couldn't get the equivalent of bedrooms that are there because of the building code requirements that exist. That's my approach to this. I'll let the applicant, I don't want to lead Mr. Wing, but I think from the idea of development of a structure, I think those are the very images that I pick up on just looking at this structure. And by the way, looking again at the footprint, I think you lose value to make this an adequate habitable space without having continual maintenance issues.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome.
I will add,
Sure.
if you look at your plan on the left-hand side of the proposed dwelling, which has got the dot hatch, that bump out is intended to be some sort of carport, so that will kind of address a little bit of the parking issue up near the street.
Cleans it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Mrs. Moore?
No, I typically agree with what Mr. Dietzel was saying, but I do see the improvement with the roof runoff and all the other upgrades that they're making to help preserve the lake. And that part is definitely what would win me over.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
Mr. Tripp, any questions?
Not really. It's like the applicant said, it's a hard place to build a building on, because what the ordinances are now are clearly not something that this piece of property would satisfy in any means. I do like the idea that you have not built a bigger house. You may have moved it around a little bit, but that's an improvement in my perception. So I don't.
One of the things that stands out to me is the municipal investment in and around the lake, and this home here, which probably gives it some of the relief. The cleanup around lakes is always a tough thing, but you see the manhole cover right in the middle of the road, and the town's investment in municipal sewer at one point. I don't know how long ago that was. Might have been 20 plus years ago anyway. But, it beats having raw sewage dumped into the lake. And I think the new structures that have quality habitable space are equally a good investment for both the community and the folks that purchase this based on square footage and bedroom sizes or number of bedrooms in the structure. Mr. Dragani, anything from you?
Just one question. So the original structure was what, 697 square feet? So you're just basically shrinking by a couple of feet?
Footprint-wise, yes. Yep.
So I think it fits better, and there's really nothing else you can put on that lot when you look at the size of it and where the road is.
Does that conclude your question?
That concludes, that was my only ask. Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, anybody? Mrs. Owen, you want to give us some thoughts?
Thank you. As we know, this is obviously an pre-existing non-conforming dwelling built around 1900. It's been chopped up over time with added additions. This proposed carport definitely cleans up the property, addresses the parking challenges and safety for vehicles traveling on the roadway as well as pedestrians. This is a very active area on the lake. We are aware of the setbacks with the MDR, medium density residential zoning district, and with the lake, which, as the applicant stated, it becomes a non-buildable lot adhering to those setbacks, which is the challenge here, and that's why the variance is being requested. Again, the property is located on Beaver Lake. This lake is surrounded by pre-existing small lots and non-conforming structures. This lot itself is about 3,500 square feet total. This is serviced by municipal sewer and a private well. And if this is approved, a state shoreline permit will be required prior to issuing the building permit, as well as a flood elevation certificate will be required due to the proximity of the 100-year flood zone.
All right, very good. Any questions for code enforcement?
Nope.
Okay, very good. Mr. Wing, anything else you wish to add?
Nope. I think that's it. The square footage of the lot, after being surveyed, is 2,100 square feet.
Okay,
So it's pretty small.
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, that being said, let's get some, we didn't do a public input yet,
Nope.
right? Let's go to the public. Mr. Corbett has some phone numbers there.
Yeah, anybody at home who wishes to dial in, you're going to dial 646-558-8656, and your meeting ID is 323-909-140. Once you're in, you're going to press star 9 to raise your hand, and if you're having any technical issues, you're going to dial 603-845-5585.
Very good, thank you, Mr. Corbett. Anybody who wishes to speak in favor of this application, this would be your opportunity to do so. Likewise, we'll simultaneously make that call to anybody who would be opposed to this application. This would be your opportunity to come forward. We have one gentleman that wishes to speak. Just understand you'll have an opportunity to rebut. No, I get the sense this is not a negative call here.
Barry Cahoon, 11 Field Road. I live about 9 or 10 houses up from the subject property. I speak in favor of this application. Generally, around this lake, over the last 5 to 7 years, there have been a number of similarly situated houses that the board has decided that they could build a new house in a similar footprint. So that's just from a general nature. My mother-in-law is actually the direct abutter, the house to the left, that's 5 to 6 feet away. And I believe this house is going to be built 2.5 feet to the lot line, which is where it is now, which is fine. She's happy that with your approval, they'll be able to build and I guess potentially retire there. I think everybody should have the opportunity to do that in a similar situation. She does have one request, and that is if you could pull up the front photo, you'll notice some propane tanks to the left, which I think may even encroach on the lot line, but she would like, if possible, to have those relocated to the other side where they used to be. I think several owners ago, they one day moved from the right side of that house to the left side. And you can see where those are. So the lot line is 2.5 feet from the structure. And so if possible, should ask that those be relocated to the other side.
Zone, are those 250 right there simultaneously?
It looks like it could be a two.
They're actually no longer there because I think they haven't been living there, so they had those removed.
Okay. Well, I will incorporate that. I don't know that, I don't know how that works, and I don't even know if you cover that department or if that's just fire, right?
It's fire for inspections and utility company as well.
Okay. I don't want to speak on behalf of Mr. Wing's client, but
Yeah, I'm more than happy. First of all, we can't propose encroachments, so we can't replace them there. I have no problem proposing them on the other side of the property where there's no house, that land on the west side is a small wedge of land between the lake and the road. I have no problem with proposing the propane tanks over there and having them run underground. I believe that fire code requires propane tanks to be 10 feet from property lines as well.
Correct.
So, yeah, I have no problem with that. I think that's reasonable, and it didn't cross my mind, but if I have to propose propane, that's where I would have done it anyway.
okay. Well, there you go.
So the 2.5-foot setback is fine. That's what it is now, and that's what it's going to be. And that's lake living in this area.
Got it. Okay, very good. Thank you. Any questions
you.
from anybody? No? Okay. Anybody else wish to speak in favor? Anybody wish to speak in opposition? Anybody out there, Mr. Preventer?
Mr. Chair, seeing none, rise online.
Good enough. Then we'll consider that we've met the statute for public input. And that being the case, if the board has nothing else and Mr. Wing has nothing else, that takes us to the great deliberation. If we can have
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Corbett makes the motion. Mr. Dietzel, you want to help us out?
I'll second.
Mr. Dietzel seconds on the deliberation. All in favor of going into deliberation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, let's talk about it. I think that just jumping ahead to the propane tanks, I think the points of clearances of those tanks to other structures, so on and so forth, become a moot point for this board in that the powers to be, which will be code enforcement and fire, will determine the safe location for those propane tanks. Beyond that, it was a good presentation. I like the idea of how it cleans the things up on that parcel. Mr. Corbett, any thoughts?
I agree. We know the history of this area. A lot of these lots were old campsites, and they were really just kind of built like the Wild West. And to the abutter's point, and I apologize, I forgot his name, we've seen a handful of these as they've come in. And all in really that same situation, that you get to the point where these properties need to be upgraded. Frankly, a lot of them needed to be, whether it was for weather purposes, for this one, just kind of looking at it, I think it doesn't pass the eye test. So I appreciate that it comes in smaller, the efforts to, move where they could away from the lake. I think overall, it's definitely an upgrade to the property, which therefore I see as an upgrade to the property value, which also helps, with the property tax to the town. So I think it's a big win all around. I think it fits the neighborhood better. And at some point, this property is going to need to be upgraded. So I think this is a great presentation for what we should have instead.
Okay. Mr. Dietzel?
Well, I had concerns about the public interest and the spirit of the ordinance and number 5, the hardship, but I think they've been assuaged. We had a good discussion about that with the applicant and with your input too, Mr. Chairman, so I don't think I have a problem. And anytime we can get Andover people to move up here to Derry, it's a good thing.
Oh, there's no bias there.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Mrs. Moran?
I agree with what was stated, and just for the record, he was speaking on behalf for map 56, lot 13, just so we have it on record.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Moran. Mr. Tripp?
So the only, they have to get it, you have to get a permit from the DES,
Shoreline, yeah.
shoreline permit, all right, so that's good. If they give it to you, then obviously they know more about that than I do, so,
I don't believe it.
what?
I said I don't believe it.
Believe it. It's, I'm getting old, Alzheimer's is kicking in, so. I think it's a good idea, that, what they're doing.
Okay, very good. We have the town, state, and permits inspections. That's common. That will also ensure that the state shoreline permit falls into place as well. Any other conditions anyone would care to add?
No, I'll be covering everything that will be required during the finding of facts in that regard.
Okay, very good. Mr. Dietzel, you want to help us come out of deliberation?
I'll make a motion to come out of deliberation.
Who wants a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Corbett. All in favor of coming out of deliberation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good enough. Mrs. Moran, you have a motion to read.
I do, thank you. I make a motion on case number 25-141 for Brandon Wing to grant a variance to the terms of Article 3, Section 165-20.a and Article 6, Section 265-46.c.4 of the Town of Derry zoning ordinance to allow the replacement of a dwelling less than 75 feet from a wetland, less than 35 feet from the front property line, and less than 15 feet from the side property line. Parcel ID 56014, zoned MDR, as presented with the following conditions. We have one, subject to obtaining all state and town permits and inspections, and that concludes the reading of the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp. Puts that on the floor. Mr. Corbett can follow up with a finding of fact, please.
Yep. Finding of fact for case 25-141, the board found that the applicants are requesting approval to demolish a current 3-bedroom dwelling along with its associated deck and construct a new 3-bedroom dwelling and deck in approximately the same location as the existing structures. According to the assessing records, the existing dwelling was originally built in 1900 and has undergone multiple additions over the years. Property is located in the medium-density residential zoning district, which requires a 35-foot minimum setback from the front property line, 15-foot minimum setback to the side property line, and 75-foot setback from the lake. The new dwelling and associated deck are proposed to be approximately 1 foot from Beaver Lake shoreline, 1.4 feet from the front property line, and 2.5 feet from the side property line. Property is located on Beaver Lake and is located in an area of pre-existing small lots and non-conforming structures. Property is serviced by municipal sewer and a private well. If approved, a state shoreland permit will be required to be obtained prior to the issuance of a building permit. Also, if approved, a flood elevation certificate will be required due to the proximity of the 100-year flood zone. And lastly, if approved, appropriate permits and inspections will be required. Board also includes all facts found in the meeting minutes for this application and incorporates all meeting minutes into its finding of facts and decisions. Does anybody have any additions or addendums to make?
No.
Seeing no gestures there, that makes that, move that motion for vote, or take a vote to move that motion.
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Dietzel
Aye.
and Mr. Tripp.
Aye.
All right, very good. Mr. Corbett, what say you?
I vote yes.
Very good. Mrs. Moran,
Chair, I vote yes.
Mr. Dietzel,
Yes.
Mr. Tripp,
Yes.
and the chair will make it unanimous as well. So congratulations to you, Mr. Wing, and your clients. You've been approved by a unanimous vote. Anybody aggrieved by this has 30 days to come back to this board. Otherwise, recourse will be to Superior Court. Have a good evening.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Thank
you.
you all. Have a good evening.
Good paper on this one.
Is that?
Good paper on this one.
Yeah. Good papers.
We're going to be writing a lot of notes on the back of this.
All right, next case up is case number 25-142, and that is Alan Gay Jr.
Watch out with the big audience behind them.
Yes, quite crowded.
Good evening, Mr. Gate.
Good evening.
And so you saw the prior two applicants went about?
Yes.
All right. Please proceed.
Hello, good evening. I'm asking for a variance for 7 Charlestown Place over near Beaver Lake. Article 6, Section 165-46-C-4, having to do to the closeness of the other properties. And I am proposing to create an office and expand the current living room out the front of my current residence. Oh, sorry. It will not negatively impact either the town or its resources, as it's just, it's not adding any bedrooms or any other, except living space and an office. The improvement will allow me to stay in the area and to currently improve my living conditions in that current small place that it is. My plan is to bring out the front of the dwelling straight out, not expanding beyond what the current deck that is there. So the new structure, part of the structure, will not be any closer to either side than current existing structures.
Can you read off of your application the 5 criteria for us for the record?
Sure.
Then we'll let you elaborate, and you've got till 10 o'clock.
The variance is not contrary to public interest because it will not negatively impact the town, as it will not require any new resources or monies from the town. Spirit of ordinance is observed because the width of the addition will not exceed the width of the current deck at the front of the house. Substantial justice is done because the improvement will allow me to stay in Derry and improve my current living conditions. The values of the surrounding properties are not diminished because the change to the current structure will not interfere with the next door properties physically nor in their current view lines. The house is currently too small for my needs, and the addition would allow me to create an office and improve the active living area. Proposed use is a reasonable one. The addition will not impact my neighbors more than the current structure, nor will it affect any town services.
Now I'll let you elaborate.
I've lived there in this place for about 5 or 6 years already. Actually, it was the first place, it was the last place me and my father rebuilt after I got back from overseas. I don't know why he didn't ask then to do anything with the structure, but I don't know. I'd only been back for about 3 months by then. So things have changed, and I need a little more, I would like a little more space to live in. Right now, it's fairly small, so in square footage. And it would be nice to have a little more space for a few more years. I don't plan to sell it for a while.
What is the total square footage of the structure currently?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's around 500 square feet.
Okay. Smaller than an ADU. Just about the same size, right?
Correct. Our assessing records, Mr. Chair, note it at 558 square feet. So, yeah, smaller than an ADU.
Is it's not the street side that you're doing the bump out on, it's the rear to the property, correct?
No, the front.
It is the
Street
front?
side. If you look at the little drawing I made, you'll see that the rear is only about 12 feet, 8 inches from the property line or property fence that my neighbors back there have.
How do you work in around the well?
Well, the well, it's not going to come out as far as the well is.
I see.
So, Mr. Chair?
I'm only asking for about 12 feet out.
Okay. Mr. Corbett?
So, am I right?
That's a really old picture, but
Now, looking at the picture, am I right that this area is now gonna, where that existing deck is, it's gonna take up an amount of that space, and now you'll just be remaining
right.
with
You
the
see
little side?
where the deck goes off the side of the house?
Yes.
The width of the isn't going to go beyond that. That what's currently there. If you look at the pictures that I attached,
Yep.
it might give you a better idea what it currently looks like.
Yeah, if I were to, so that's what I'm looking at. If I were to mark the first photo that you attached up, where would I put your new walls? Would it be existing where the current structure is, or would it be at the end of the current deck?
The end of the current deck.
So basically, this entire deck will now just become your living space.
Right.
Okay.
But a little bit close, further out than that deck is.
Okay.
Because the deck isn't that big.
Got it. Thank you.
And I'm told that the sweet spots for lumber is either 8 and 12 feet, so that's why I ended up asking for 12 feet. And the new structure will get rid of that double roof line that's currently there.
So it'll be completely flush.
Right, right.
What is the depth of the deck? I don't see that on the drawing.
I believe it's about 6.5 feet.
So you're going to bump the front of this building out 6.5 feet?
No, I wanted to move it out 12 feet from where the current, where the door is.
Is this, sorry, Mr. Chair, is this piece of wood I'm looking at, is that where you're using it?
It's just about 4x4. That's where I park my truck.
Okay, so that's not a reference to as far out as it'll be coming?
No, that actually should be a little bit further inwards from that.
Okay. Sorry, so looking at one of the photos, you have this here, it sounds like it's in.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I get it.
You can't see it in this picture, but the driveway curves downwards. That's,
Well,
so what I would be moving, I would also probably see where the place set is.
Yep,
That doesn't exist anymore.
I see.
So I'd probably just slide the driveway over and make it more
The swing set
level.
doesn't exist?
What?
The swing set doesn't exist?
No, this picture is probably 10 years old.
I see,
The
okay,
previous owner.
okay.
And that, whatever that shed or whatever it is in the back, it's, that's not there. Or that might be part of the playhouse, I
I think
guess.
that's the playhouse roof.
Yeah,
Looks like you got a bit of a garden there now, perhaps?
Yeah, raspberry bush.
Raspberry bush, okay.
I'll try and relocate that.
so the total width of this addition is how wide from the left to the right? Is it 28.9 feet?
Yeah, 28.8. Or 0.9, sorry.
And the depth is going to be 12 feet?
Right,
Okay,
from the front door.
got it, okay. And that dormer that's to the left of the front door, that gable wall, I'm sorry, how far out does that protrude from the wall?
About 2 feet,
I see, okay.
And you said that's going to be removed?
right. That's all going to become part of one single room.
Yeah, it's going to, all right, I meant replaced with the addition.
Right,
right.
correct.
It would have to be removed first, but then it'd be replaced with the addition.
Right. I don't know why they put that double wing in like that, but they did. But
It's coming out 12 feet from where currently. The 12 feet, is that from the existing, that dormer to the left that comes out a little bit further, or is that from?
No, that's from the,
Door.
if you see the white footstep at the door.
Yep,
Straight out from there.
got it. Thank you.
So it appears right now that the existing front setback is acceptable because it's 40 feet, but it will be, you'll need if you're coming out 12 feet, then it's going to be like 28 feet. So that's one of the variances you're asking for, the front setback?
I knew I needed this side. I was taking the advice of your permit lady.
Oh,
So I'm new to all this. I'm not a contractor.
all right, well, I'm not a contractor either, but, you know,
I spent most of my time blowing things up, not putting them together.
really, I did a lot of that too.
EOD?
No, I was on the Enterprise, and people asked me what we did, and I says, well, mostly we made holes in the ground, you know.
I won't hold it against you that you were Navy.
What?
I won't hold it against you were Navy.
Well, I don't care whether you hold it against me or not.
Military joke. I was Army.
Oh, well, I won't hold that against you.
Good.
So anyhow, so let me see. Oh. So the only variance we actually would be granting you is the front variance, because the other ones are existing. The 12.8 in the rear and the, I'm sorry.
No, the side goes from 9.5 to 7.
Yeah, all right, so.
You're just quizzing me.
But, so, what is the little round circle thing?
That's the wellhead.
That's the wellhead. So you're still leaving plenty of room for the well. Good. Yeah. I know it's that way.
You all set, Mr. Tripp?
I'm all set. I can't read sideways.
Mr. Dragani, you all set? You have any questions?
I don't have any questions at this time.
Okay. I guess we can go over to the permit lady and see what she has to say here.
Thank you.
Mr. Corbett has a question for you as well, so you can lead off if you'd like, Mr. Corbett.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Gary, my question is to the current side setback.
Yes.
So the house being 9.5 feet and the existing deck being 7.2, I assume both of those probably got a variance originally, unless it was already pre-existing?
I believe it's pre-existing, non-conforming. Similar to the last case, this is Charleston Place is a private road, and previously old campsites, and so these have been converted now into parcels, which pretty much every parcel on this lane are pre-existing non-conforming. So you hit the nail on the head. The existing home is 9.5 feet from the side property line. The existing deck is 7 foot 2 inches from the side property line. That existing deck is shallower, so this proposed addition increases the depth at 12 feet. So that 7 foot 2 inches still aligns, but it comes out further, so it increases the nonconformity. And then obviously the front setback, it's seeking a variance for that as well.
If you want, I took some of the measurements of some of the other houses on my road, from the road to the front of their residences, if you want those numbers.
Be interested in that.
The first house that is probably the closest, that's only 24 feet. The next house is 29 feet, then 22, 33, 27. So they're all fairly close to the road. Yeah.
And yours is proposed at what?
It's
28, well, that's the width.
no 28 from the front property line.
28 feet from the front property line? Yep, okay, I see it. Okay.
No, thank
Well-
sorry, no, just to clarify, thank you. My question was mainly for the side setback. But
Got it.
answer that one.
Well, and, we go back to the averaging. of the other homes. And I think that this doesn't stand out as something so egregious when you look at the averaging of the other houses down the road, as Mr. Gay has pointed out. And that is an acceptable, that is acceptable under our own ordinances. So, anyway. You all set with your staff report, Ms. Owen?
Yeah, I think we've touched on the setbacks, the private road and existing non-conforming structures and properties. This property is serviced by municipal sewer and private well, as we're aware of that. And then, if approved, just appropriate permits would be required and inspections.
Great, okay, thank you very much. Mr. Gay, you have anything else you wish to add?
No.
Okay, so we'll call to public. I'm sure nobody's going to come forward in this room tonight, so you're probably safe unless someone calls in. But you'll have an opportunity to rebut any comments that are made, all right?
And my neighbors don't have any problems, except the new, I don't know who I haven't met the new neighbor who bought the property across from mine that's undeveloped currently. I've only seen his kids go up and down the street in dirt bikes, so I haven't met him yet.
Okay. Well, we have some numbers posted there for Mr. Corbett to read off.
Yep, anyone at home who wishes to dial in, you're going to dial 646-558-8656. Your meeting ID is 323-909-140. Once you're in, you're going to press star 9 to raise your hand. And if you're having any technical issues, you're going to dial 603-845-5585, and someone will help you.
Great, thank you. And at this time, we'll make a call to the public. Anybody wishes to support this application, this would be your opportunity to say so. Simultaneously, we'll make a call to anybody who wants to speak in opposition of this application. And following Mr. Corbett's directions or instructions, is there anybody out there, Mr. Preventure?
Mr. Chair, seeing none, rise.
All right, well, I'll consider that we've met all statutes on this matter for public input, and we can come away from that point. If anybody has anything left, Mr. Gay or the board, before we go into deliberation, this would be your time to say so. You all set, Mr. Gay? Mr. Gay, you all set?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take a motion going into deliberation, please.
So moved.
Mr. Tripp, motion. Who wants second?
Second it.
Mr. Corbett, thank you very much. All in favor of deliberation, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, Mr. Corbett, you wish to lead off?
Yeah, somewhat similar to the last one as far as the setback issues, although not as unbuildable. Again, I think I don't really have an issue extending the livable area, mainly that it's extending a living room and an office. It's not like we're looking to create something that's going to be able to split this into a multifamily in the future. Existing within the same footprint to the side was my bigger concern than the front. I thought the average, or the 5 totals of the other houses helped. The average of those came out to 27 feet. We're proposing 28, so still within the realm. So overall, I don't really have many concerns with this. I think it's a reasonable request.
Okay, Mr. Tripp?
I think it's something is feasible. I don't think that the drop in setbacks is significant. I think it's something that we can live with.
Okay. Mrs. Moran?
I also agree that it's reasonable, and I think when all said and done, it will look like it's always been there.
Okay. Mr. Dietzel?
The word that I hear most often here is reasonable, and I agree. We do the criterion 5A 2 that says reasonable. I think it's reasonable, and I think from that, all the other criteria are met. It flows through that. I really don't see any problem.
I think it averages out. I think I indicated that following Mr. Gay's points about the setbacks of the homes along the road. So I understand tight quarters here. Like I said, this is probably not much bigger than, it actually is smaller than ADU. So I think that the addition is not egregious at all, so that's my thoughts on it. Structure of the motion, if you'd like, Mr. Corbett.
No, we've got it subject to obtaining all state and town permits and inspections. I don't see anything else that needs to be added here. We don't really need to reinvent the wheel.
Board concurs. Seeing no gestures there, all right, very good. Take a motion, come out of deliberation. Mrs. Moran?
I'll make the motion to come out of deliberation.
Mr. Dietzel?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. All in favor of coming out of deliberation, say aye. Any opposed? Mrs. Moran, you have a motion to read.
I do, thank you. I make a motion on case number 25-142 for Alan Gay Jr. to grant a variance to the terms of Article 6, Section 165-46.c.4 to allow the construction of an addition less than 35 feet from the front property line and less than 15 feet from the side property line. Parcel ID 51104, zoned MDR, as presented with the following conditions. We have one, subject to obtaining all state and town permits and inspections, and that concludes the reading of the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp. That puts the motion on the floor. Mr. Corbett, you want to entertain us with the finding of facts?
Yep. Finding of fact for case 25-142, the board found that the applicant is requesting approval to allow the construction of a 28 foot 7 inch by 12 foot addition to the living area. The proposed addition will not extend beyond the width of the existing deck on the north side and will align with the corner of the existing dwelling on the south side. Property is located in the medium density residential zoning district, which requires a 35 foot minimum setback from the front property line, 15 foot minimum setback to the side property line. The new addition is proposed to be approximately 7 foot 2 inches from the side property line and 28 feet from the front property line. Charleston Place is a private road and not maintained by the town. There are currently several pre-existing small lots and non-conforming structures on it. Property is serviced by municipal sewer and a private well, and if approved, appropriate permits and inspections will be required. The board also includes all facts found in the meeting minutes for this application and incorporates all meeting minutes into its finding of facts and decisions. Does anybody have any addendums or additions to make?
Seeing no gestures there, I think we're all set. Motion on the floor, so all in favor of moving this for a vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Dietzel?
Yes.
Mr. Tripp?
Yes.
Mr. Corbett?
Yes.
And Mrs. Moran?
Yes.
And the chair will make this one unanimous as well, so congratulations, Mr. Gay. Your application's been approved by a vote of 5-0. Anybody aggrieved by this decision has 30 days to ask this board for reconsideration. Recourse after that would be to Superior Court.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Excellent paper on that application.
My first.
I'm glad that the permit lady helped you.
You were on the Enterprise?
Yes, I was.
The Nuke? The first Nuke?
Yes. This was a long time ago. 50 years.
You know, I had some Marines that I was in Jalalabad with.
You gotta do the,
Yeah?
gotta let chitty chatty there.
Yeah. Well,
Before they moved them out.
well, the good thing about the Enterprise is nuclear, so you never had to refuel it. Yes, it was. The bad thing about being nuclear was you never had to refuel it. What?
Gentlemen, if
No,
we
we were always able to stay out at sea for 60, 70, 80 days. Oh,
gentlemen, if we can save the nuclear talk for another night, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
fine.
All right, next up is, there is no other business, and I don't see any correspondence, no love letters, so next up is approval of minutes from 10/2/25. We would need a motion to approve as amended. There were some amendments that I sent in the other day. And I think Ms. Boudreau actually caught herself on those. You made your own corrections, correct? Yeah. So if we can have a motion to accept the October 2nd minutes as amended, please.
So moved.
Mr. Tripp makes that motion. Mr. Corbett?
I'll second that.
Mr. Corbett seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty. Likewise, on 1016, I think even I went over my own bounds. Mr. Dietzel, I may have caught something on your commentary in there, so I wasn't scanning for it, but I picked up on it. So that those minutes also need to be approved as amended, if someone would be so kind to do so.
I'll make a motion to approve the 1016 minutes as amended.
Very good, thank you. Mr. Dietzel, you want to help out?
I'll second.
You'll second that, very good. All in favor of those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? I think that concludes our meeting. We have any cases for next meeting?
We have one.
We have one, okay. Well, very good. We may have to consider a workshop at some point in the next couple of months. I don't like having workshops necessarily on nights when we have cases. But there's some work that the board probably needs to do and get straightened out. We could do it on a night if we have one case, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say let's get ahead of that with one based on, I don't know exactly what you have in mind to go over, based on the volume that we've seen the last 5-6 months.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should risk putting it off any further. You know, we could be in March before we get another opportunity.
Yeah, and I have some stuff there that, you know, has been dabbled around for a little bit, particularly from Mr. Burgess, that I told him we'd come back to when schedules settled down. So I'll see if I can put some stuff together, and if anybody has any ideas or questions that they'd like to ponder or consider, you can let me know, and we'll try and put that into the scope as well. No guarantees that we do that for the next meeting, but it's possible. So. That being said, Mrs. Owen, you have anything to share with us before we adjourn?
Do not, thank you.
Okay, good enough. With that being said, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp.
Second.
Mr. Corbett says yes to that, and I say all in favor of that adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Have a good night, everybody.